Do you have a bulky yarn in your stash but don't know what to do with it? I have the perfect quick and easy project for you. This is the mini Mini-Chevron scarf, and I have the full pattern for you today, and I'll link in the description below how to get the written PDF to this item, and also where to get this gorgeous chroma. Love it. But today I'm going to, since I have the finished project in the chroma, I'm going to choose one of my super bulky yarns that was in my 10 secret yarn stash video that I hadn't figured out what to do with yet. So I'm going to rip this back and show you how to make the scarf from the very beginning. Now, chroma scarf is made with a size K hook, but this yarn is even thicker. So this yarn I'm going to use an M hook with. This is the Ella Ray Lush Merino Pure Hand Painted Roving. Wow. Okay. I don't think this yarn is available anymore, but it's okay. You can use any bulky yarn in your stash. I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. Let's see. I'm going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to take it a little bit slower because you know what? Crochet is a relaxing and valuable use of our time. So I've got chain 11, I'm going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to work in the back ridge or back bump of the chain. So I'm going to double crochet there. And I'm going to double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. This works up so fast, I might even be able to make the entire scarf for you in this video. 3. And also this is a fun way to use a multicolored yarn so you can see how it works up. I rarely stitch in super bulky on camera, but look how gorgeous this is. So we have the beginning, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. We're going to chain 2. Then we're going to place 1 more double crochet in the exact same spot where the last one just was. So that's a little V in a way. And this starts out the chevron. So then we'll double crochet 1 in each of the remaining chains to the end of the row. Lots and lots of short rows make for quick work. Also, I find it very addictive, hard to put down when you're working really short rows. Just like Bruges lace is super short rows, and that makes it go really super fast. You know, the chevron, this little chevron scarf goes really fast too. So there's the first row already done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 2 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 stitches, 10, well, plus the 2 chains, 12 stitches, 12 stitches for each row. You totally can do this. This is very beginner and easy friendly. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm breaking some rules here. I'm turning my work, and instead of chaining 3 and turning, I've just chained 1. I'm going to skip this first stitch. In the next stitch and in each of the next few stitches, I'm going to double crochet 1 in each of the next double crochet. So I'm skipping that whole first stitch completely, not doing anything with it. It was just a chain 1 to help us turn. And I wanted to give you a nice meditative, easy, fast project. So when we get to the chain 2 space, we're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Now the edging is just as easy, so we're going to have a lot of fun with this beginner project. Double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2. When you have stitches this big, friends, the project goes super, super fast. 4. Now here's another broken rule. I love to break rules. I love to break rules within reason, of course. There's row 2 done. And the broken rule is that we're not placing a double crochet in the turning chain. We're just pretending it's not there. We're sort of decreasing on purpose. So we'll chain 1 and turn, skip the first stitch, and double crochet in the next stitch. So I'm going to get my yarn untangled. Look at this gorgeous, luscious, big, fat ball of yarn. Love it, love it. It's only 67 yards, I think, this particular ball of yarn. The chroma is 127 yards, and it took a whole hank plus some, and then there was some left over. So you'll need 2 hanks of the chroma twist yarn if you're going to use that yarn. And if you're going to use another yarn, you'll have to make sure that you use something equivalent if you want a scarf that is this length. This ball of yarn being 67 yards, I have no idea how long the scarf in this project is going to be, but it's okay because I could always make it like a short scarf with a button or something if I run out of yarn. And since I only have 1 hank, since it's one of my treasured 10 stash yarns and I only have 1, I'm just gonna have fun and use it and not worry about it. Okay, so we are skipping that final double crochet. So we're gonna have a total of 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 2 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it feels odd, I know, to skip that last stitch, but it's okay because we're trying to make a vertical column. We're not trying to wedge out. We're making a vertical column. So here's the, look how gorgeous that yarn is. Oh my goodness. And it is so soft. So we're making a vertical column, this little chevron that goes back and forth, and then we'll work edging down one side. We'll skip the underside and work the edging up the other side. So fun. So go ahead, let yourself have permission to break the rules and not work in the first stitch. And we will keep right on working. So go grab something in your stash. Go grab it right now. And we can get something done today. A project done today. One project, a whole project done today. We can do it. How are you going to be awesome today? I'm going to be awesome today because I'm going to finish a scarf. I'm going to feel great about having 1 less hank in my stash. I'm going to have a finished project to show for it at the end. I don't even care how long this project ends up being. It's a scarf. If it's super long, I'll double it. If it's super short, as long as it fits around my neck, I can put it underneath a coat and everything will be just dandy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you've got 5. Chain 1 and turn. Oh, so darn luscious, these big fat stitches. I love big fat stitches and I cannot lie. These things are like more than an inch tall and they are like, gosh, almost a ½ an inch wide. They're so big and I love it. Quick, big yarns make for fast, satisfying, fun projects. I tell you, my favorite part of a project is usually the edging. And the edging is because it means I'm almost done. I love the feeling of fastening off a completed project. Can you hear that? Is that a little ASMR for you? Go grab some yarn from your stash. I'll wait. Well, actually, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to keep right on stitching and you can catch up. You're welcome to stay with me while I stitch. And there's lots of different things that I say while I'm stitching. But if you want to skip ahead to the edging, go to the 26-minute mark. Would you like me to go super slow-mo for you? Look, this is where we are right now. Look how gorgeous. We already have a huge chunk done. Okay, here goes the slow-mo. We're double crocheting one in each of the 4 stitches. And then when we get to the chain 2 space, we're going to double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the chain 2 space, double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. The biggest thing to remember when choosing a bulky yarn is to match your hook size with the yarn that you've got. So don't muscle in a size G or an H hook with a super bulky yarn. And don't use a really huge hook with a fingering weight or tiny yarn. It's just not going to match. So match your hook and your yarn together and they will both be happy. Look, I made a mistake, and you know what? It's no big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put in too many because I forgot to break the rule. So we'll just go back. It's no big deal. Did I make mistakes before? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we're good. It just needs to be consistent. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're all good. I will just resume. Not a big deal. In life, in crochet, mistakes sometimes happen. But it's not really a big deal. Especially with these big fat stitches, you can rip them out and just start over, and you've only lost an inch of work, and it's not a big deal when you only have 12 stitches in a row. In my book, One Skein Crochet, I talk a lot about how to guess when you're going to run out of yarn. And with this, I'm not even going to bother to put any of those practices because this is just for fun and the scarf is for me and it's okay. But if you grab one skein out of your stash and want to try and guess how much yarn you need left over to finish the edging of a project, then I would do a trial and error. I would go ahead and stitch one side of the edging and then rip it out, measure how much you used, double it because you have two sides, and then make sure you have that yarn amount remaining when you end the rows of your project. For this particular project, we are going to end with a multiple of 4. So it's going to be the number of rows need to be divisible by 4 when we are completed so that we have the right number of stitches for the edging along the side. The other thing that I'd like to tell you is for this particular project, I tell you exactly how many rows you will get for this length scarf, doubled. So it's a nice scarf, nice length. I will tell you exactly how many rows to make. I believe it is 60. You'll get 60 rows. Okay, but we are going to keep right on going. This is going to be a short scarf with this super extra bulky yarn, but that's just fine with me because it's already looking like it's going to be plenty long to be a cuff ascot, and I've got about half the ball left. So we're going to keep right on going. I probably will choose not to do an edging on this particular scarf because there is so few yards in the ball, and I'd rather have the yards for length than I would for edging. So you get to decide. You always get to decide. This is a thick and thin yarn, so in some spots it's thinner and some spots it's thicker. It's part of the fun of this particular roving style yarn. I need to go back to Knit Picks and see what other colors, and I do have an affiliate link, but I'm not getting paid by Knit Picks at all. But this is a really lovely yarn, and I can't remember how many other colors they had in this gorgeous yarn, so I need to go back and look. I really enjoy working with color, but I also find that sometimes I get in a rut with just using solids. And when you have a simple stitch pattern like this, it's a good time to try color because it allows the color to shine. Did you notice how I color coordinated my nail polish with this yarn today? I did that on purpose. Even the hook seems to match a little bit. This yarn is going so fast that I'm going to stop now at this point. I have about, I don't know, 20 inches, 18 or 20 inches. I'm going to count rows, big fat rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I have 21. I want to do a multiple of 4, remember? So I'm going to get to 24, and then I'm going to go ahead and work one side of the edging so that I can show you how it is done. So this would be row 22 for me for this particular yarn, but remember on the chroma, you're going to do 60 rows total. So I said I'm at 22. This is row number 22. And I am distractible enough that if I don't count again and again, I will forget and get lost and have to count again. So that was row 22. So I'm now making row 23. I have to keep reminding myself I'm now on row 23. Do you get distracted like that too? Are you one of those people that if someone interrupts you, you make them remember what row you're on before you answer their question? I used to do that to my kids all the time. They would say, Mom, Mom, and I'd be like, 67, or actually 23 in this case, 23, I'm on row 23. And then they could ask me their question, and then at the end of their question, I'd say, now what row was I on? What number did I just say? And hopefully they will say 23. And then I would know that I'm on row 23. Still on row 23. I have one more row after this for my multiple of 4. This is row 24. And then I'm going to show you the edging. Almost there, almost there. You wanted a whole project video, so here you go. And you can have this done tonight. No matter what time of year it is, it's always good to start your stash projects. Okay, so I finished row 24. I've got this much yarn left. So we're gonna go ahead and work down the edge. So what I'll do is I'm gonna work down this edge, and when I get to the end, I'm gonna fasten off. Then I'm going to join the yarn over here at the other bottom corner and work up. So I'm not working along the bottom. Yep, that's correct. And double check my notes. So now working down this side, I'm going to 7 double crochet in the chain 1 side loop, and then skip 2 rows. So I didn't have a chain 1 side loop here. It's like right here. Okay, that's because it's right here. So when you chain 1 and turned your rows, and then you skipped a stitch and the first double crochet is here, here's the chain 1 side loop right here. I'm going to place 7 double crochets there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let me show you where this is on the finished scarf. Okay, so here's our top edge. Here's our final row, would be row 60 in your pattern. And then we immediately start working the edging down the side. Now you can see the edging a little bit better on this one because of the color variation. So I worked up, this is row 60, and I immediately went into the 7 double crochets here. So I finished row 60, and now we're working this edging down the side. Then at the bottom of this side, we'll work the side all the way down to the end. We'll fasten off here at the bottom of row 1. Don't do anything here, and then pick up yarn here and do up the right side. Okay, so when we have 7 double crocheted on that first chain 1 side, we're going to skip 2 rows. So we're skipping this row, and this row, and then we're going to find the next chain 1 turning space, which is right here. Okay, do you see it? So we were oriented this way, row, 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 the chain 1 space, a row, and here's another chain 1 space over here. We're going to put a single crochet right here. Then we're going to skip 2 rows and place 7 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Can you see it? I hope so. So we're targeting right here. We're going to place a single crochet there. Now we're going to skip 2 rows, 1, 2, and in the chain 1 turn right here, we're going to place 7 double crochets. Four, 5, 6, 7, skip 1, 2, and probably, friends, when I'm done with this scarf, in order to give it more length, I'm going to rip out my edging and just add more rows and not do an edging at all. But I wanted to show you the 7 double crochet shell, then the single crochet, skip a couple rows, find the next chain 1 turn, and then do 7 double crochet shell. And you should end with you'll end with a single crochet at the bottom of row 1.
Stay with me or skip ahead to minute 33 at the end of this side of edging.
6, 7, skip 2 rows, skipping this row, finding the chain 1 turn, placing a single crochet there, skip, skip, find the turning chain, Where's the next turning chain? Here's the next turning chain right there. And because there's 7 double crochets in this big old shell, it really spans a very wide distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Find the next turning chain down here, single crochet. Find the next turning chain down here, 7 double crochet. One, two, three. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I love this blue, lemon, and then green. It feels so much like the ocean. Okay, and reading my instructions, it actually says that we are working all the way down, and the last thing we do is a single crochet at the side and down here. So we're not finishing with a shell, but we're finishing with a single crochet, so we are right on target. So 24 rows is what I did, divided by 4. That's how many shells I should have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you do a scarf that is 60 rows divided by 4 rows, then you should have 15 shells along the side. So we are all perfectly square. Now what would happen now is I would cut the yarn, which I don't want to do because I want to add more rows, like I said, and then I would turn this way with still the right side facing. I would grab new yarn, start new yarn, and I would slip stitch in the first stitch and get started. So pretend this is a cut yarn. That puts that beginning shell right here at the very, very beginning. So let's put it right here. And we would start with the 7 double crochets. And we would work our way all the way up the edging. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to run out of yarn for you, friends. 5, 6, 7, but it's all good because we're almost there. And then we will find the chain 1 space, which is here's the next one, skipping a couple rows, but just working up the other side. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, and then find the next chain 1 space and 7 double crochets in it. So if you've enjoyed this full project, I'd like to invite you to check out the Off to College Spruce hat, because that's a full project. And also let's put it up here. The Valentine shawl is also a full project. So please like and subscribe.